Please stand for the pledge.
Issue of June 16, 2016 and May 30, 2017. All municipal clerks of the townships and boroughs within the regional high school district have been duly notified and all requirements of posting of notices have been met. Approval of the minutes. Motion?
Motion.
Second. Any questions? Comments? Roll call.
Mr. Asicola?
Yes.
Mrs. Canario?
Abstain.
Mr. Corolla?
Yes.
Mrs. Penkhauser?
Yes.
Mrs. Lavin?
Yes.
Mr. Messenger? Yes. Mr. Moses?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yes.
Mrs. Jerry?
Yes. Communications are maintained in the file, on file in the office of the board secretary. Mrs. Sampson, superintendent's report.
Thank you, Mrs. Sterr. So good evening, everyone. Tonight we have our Spring Student Recognition Awards. I feel like a game show host with this thing right now. But so a couple things. We try to do this in the spring. I understand that June is a very difficult time, but we want to make sure that our students are recognized for their achievements at the end of the school year, just like they are in the beginning and the middle. And if we've missed anybody for June, we have another meeting June 19th, and we schedule 2 meetings to make sure that we don't miss anyone, but we'd rather not pull our students out during finals if we can, since we profess to actually really care about academics. So one thing I would note, if you could persevere through the entirety of the student recognition, it would be most appreciated. Because sometimes there's noise when folks are coming and going while we're trying to recognize other students, and I just want to make sure that everyone is given their due accord. So I'm going to call Mr. Braverman from Howell High School up first. One of the things that we do on an annual basis is we recognize our annual Teen Driver Safety Flag and Banner Contest winner. And that's a contest each year that occurs throughout the 6 high schools. And I just want to read a little bit of blurb about that. So I'm going to call Jonathan Placanisa up. Did I get that right, Jonathan? All right. Come on up. From Howell High School, who was this year's winner. And I just want to read a little bit about what this contest is. So the Frio Regional High School District is committed to teen driver safety, and we strive to help teen drivers consider the real consequences of their choices. Things like losing a license, driving with too many students in the car, and so on and so forth. But we have workshops for students that take place during the day, and an evening safety awareness workshop for our parents, which is a unique feature of the FRHSD program. Includes tips to teach children how to be responsible drivers. Parents know this. You have to attend if you've had an 11th grader in our schools, even if you've participated in previous years. We're real stringent about it because we take it very, very seriously. We're the largest regional high school district in the state. We have somewhere around 3,000 new drivers every school year, so it's something that we really take seriously. And the Teen Driver Safety Program received the New Jersey Safety Council's Beacon of Safety Award for outstanding and continuous achievement in advancing safety and health, which we're really proud of. And the program has also been recognized by the Brain Injury Alliance of New Jersey as a champion school program. And so what happens is each year the district conducts a contest in which sophomore students design flags to symbolize the district's driver safety efforts. And the flags are designed to convey positive messages about teen driver safety, and they ultimately get submitted to all 6 schools, and we fly those flags each year. And the best design winner earns a guaranteed parking spot senior year, so that's probably what they care about most. But the FRHSD Teen Driver Safety Program also received the New Jersey Safety Council's award, as I mentioned, and one of the things that we would we would like to do tonight is formally present Christian Placanica with a plaque of his model. If you can hold that up, Mr. Braverman. So Christian, congratulations and thank you for taking the time today. And I'll turn it over to representatives from Howell High School, Mr. Braverman.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome. My name is Jeremy Braverman. I'm the principal at Howell High School. I want to start by thanking Mr. Sampson, our central office, and our Board of Education for their ongoing support and allowing us to do nights like this. I'd also like to congratulate all the recipients that are sitting out here this evening. It's a nice honor to get a board medal, and we're excited to hear all the accolades this evening. I'm going to start with introducing our BASI Award winners. If you don't know what a BASI Award is, it's similar to the Tony Awards. So Monmouth and Ocean County has plays and they have musicals throughout the year, and they send representatives from the BASI committee to go out and watch all these plays and all the musicals, and they nominate winners, and ultimately they have a night in mid-May where they give out the awards. We had over 15 nominees this year, and some of my colleagues will talk about some of theirs as well, but the district was very well represented at the BASI Awards in Red Bank this year. Fortunately, we had two outstanding winners. We had the outstanding lead actor in drama, and our play this year was The Diviners, and that goes to Bradley Patchett. So you're going to come down here to Mr. Sampson, shake some hands, and then you'll pick your medal up. All right, I'm going to skip over the next recipient, as I heard she's in a little traffic, as she will call her up in a little bit. Next, we did also win the Outstanding Set in Drama. There were two teachers won that award. I did want to recognize them. They're not here tonight, but Mr. Kazakov and Ms. Grabaris did win the Outstanding Set in the Drama for The Diviners. Next two awards, unfortunately these two individuals are not here, but for very good reason, but I do want to recognize them as their outstanding accomplishments. First, we did have a young lady who was a New Jersey State Governor Jefferson Award, where that's 550 applicants to win that award. Jay McDevitt was the winner, or is the winner. She is not here tonight because she's being inducted into the World in Classical Language National Honor Society, but we can give her a round of applause. And the next young lady is not here tonight, also for good reason, because she's performing on Broadway tonight, as she does 3 or 4 nights a week and on Saturdays. This young lady won the United States Presidential Scholar, which is an outstanding award. She's a student in our Fine and Performing Arts Academy at Howell High School, and she is the lead in Miss Saigon currently at this time. Liana St. Anna is one of 161 high school seniors nationwide to be recognized for their accomplishments in academics, the arts, career and technology education field. Liana is a member of, like I said, the Fine and Performing Arts, and is playing Kim in Miss Saigon currently, and she'll receive her Presidential Scholar Medallion at a ceremony in Washington, D.C. on June 18th. So let's give Liana a round of applause. I'm going to come back to Alexandra in a second, but I'm going to turn it over to our Supervisor of Extracurricular Activities, Mr. Pete Behan.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Once again, I'd like to reiterate congratulations to everyone in the district for bringing such honor to Suffield Regional High School District. At this time, I'd like to call up our TSA students, Matt Peterson, Megan Moore, Karina Patel, Kayla DeVosa, and Angelique Bryan. I believe a few of them are also being inducted in the World Language Honor Society this evening. TSA is our Technology Student Association. It's an international student organization devoted exclusively to the needs of students interested in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, as well as business education. TSA aims to develop leadership, academic, and business management skills in the workplace among students and leaders within the communities. TSA members include over 300 middle and high school students in 2,200 schools spanning 4 countries, making it the largest career and technical student organization. Matt Peterson has been selected to the New Jersey State position in the last 3 years. He's currently the TSA parliamentarian. In the history of New Jersey TSA, only one other person has been elected to state office for 3 years. Matthew is graduating and heading to the University of Pittsburgh Honors Program for Computer Science. Congratulations. Megan Moore is currently the New Jersey TSA State Treasurer. She was just re-elected as NJ TSA State Historian for her senior year. She'll be inducted into the National Technology Honor Society this June as the head of the National TSA Conference in Orlando. There are only 14 students from New Jersey that were selected to be inducted, 4 of the 14 from Howell High School. That is Megan Moore. Karina Patel is currently the Howell High School TSA President, was just elected as the NJ TSA State Sergeant at Arms for her senior year. Karina will also be traveling to the National Conference in Orlando next month to be inducted into the National Technology Honor Society. Kayla DeVosa will be inducted to the National Technology Honor Society. She's a TSA chapter officer who was not elected to state office, but it was last week, was one of 8 students in New Jersey, the only comprehensive high school student not from an academy, invited to participate in the Future Technology Teacher Invitational at the College of New Jersey. Congratulations. Angelique Bryan will be inducted into the National Technology Honor Society in Orlando. Is currently the VP of our Howell High School TSA chapter. Congratulations, Angelique Bryan. I'd also like to acknowledge their advisor, Mrs. Sherry Roses. She's in the crowd. Sherry, thank you for your dedication and hard work for our TSA program. At this time, I'd like to call up our NJ All-State Chorus 2017-18, Ben Carino, Carly Goldfarb, Josh Ricklin, Jacqueline Smith, Emily Soper, Maria Utz, Michaela Long, Justin Perez, Joe Cristiano, Brianna Brodham, Amy Brajo, Jessica Dolch, Jessica Granito, Vicky Fleisch, and Adley Huguenin. In boys lacrosse, I'd like to call up Nico Lorenzo. Nico Lorenzo was selected for the U.S. Lacrosse Bob Scar Award and is now a finalist for the National U.S. Lacrosse Player of the Year. Congratulations, Nico. In cheerleading, I'd like to call Nicolette Medeo. Nicolette is the first Howell High School recipient of the New Jersey Cheerleading and Dance Association Scholarship. Quite an honor for her to go through. Nice job, Nicolette. In spring track, I'd like to call Lindsay Marzo, Rachel Kern, and Neve Hayes. If all 3 of you could please come up. Lindsay Marzo, all the way to my left. Junior, she was the second in school history at Howell High School to win the 1600 meter as a short conference champion at Howell High School. Second in history. She was first this year with the 1600. Looking forward to her running next year. Rachel Kern, she's short conference champion in javelin. She's a two-time South Jersey Group 4 state champion in javelin, and she has set the school record in a javelin. Excellent job, Rachel. Congratulations. And we go on to Neve Hayes. Neve Hayes, probably the most decorated student athlete in Howell High School history. She's competed in 12 seasons, cross country, winter track, and spring track. In group championships, she's had 11 appearances, qualified for 12 out of 12 possible appearances. Meet of Champions, she's had 10 appearances out of 12 possible. She'll be attending the University of Pennsylvania. In cross country in 2015, she was a South Jersey Group 4 champ. And this is all cross country, folks. In 2016, she was a Monmouth County champ. She ran an 18:30. She had a personal record, Holmdel Park, broke our school record by 25 seconds. She's NJ Miles Split Girls First Team, New Jersey. NJ.com 2016 Girls Cross Country First Team All-State. She was a Short Track Coaches Association Girls Cross Country Runner of the Year. She's the All-Short Girls Cross Country Team. In winter, in 2015, she was a Monmouth County champion at 3,200. In 2016, she was a Monmouth County champion at 3,200, Short Conference champion at 3,200, South Jersey Group 4 state champion at 3,200. In 2017, she was a 3,200 state champion at 10:31.98. She was number 1 in New Jersey, fastest time, number 6 in the nation. She's the third fastest female in the 3,200 in the indoor MOC history since 1979. She's the second girl in history to win the MOC title and school record. She's Group 4 state champ 32, South Jersey Group 4 state champ in the 1600, broke the meet record. South Jersey Group 4 state champion at 32, Monmouth County champion at 1600, Short Conference champion at 1600, Short Conference champion at 3200. She's a 2017 Millrose Games qualifier, taking 8th place. Very prestigious race, very prestigious people to be hanging out with. She was the Shore Athletic Club High School Athlete of the Year, and in spring track, she was our 2016 Short Conference champion, 2017 Monmouth County champ, and the 1600, and Monmouth County champion at 3,200. And believe it or not, folks, she is still running. Maybe have to give her another medal next week. Neve, quite the history, quite the accomplishment. You were well deserved. Nice job. Excellent. At this time, I'd like our Eagle Scouts to please join us. Eagle Scout is the highest achievement or rank attainable in the Boy Scouting program of the Boy Scouts of America. The designation Eagle Scout was founded over 100 years ago. Only 4% of Boy Scouts are granted this rank after a lengthy review process. Requirements necessary to achieve this rank take years to fulfill. Since its founding, the Eagle Scout rank has been earned by more than 2.5 million young men. Requirements include earning at least 21 merit badges. The Eagle Scout must demonstrate Scout spirit, an ideal attitude based upon the Scout oath and law, service, and leadership. This includes an extensive service project that the Scout plans, organizes, leads, and manages. The first Scout I'd like to bring up, or I'd like to discuss, is Zach Hislop. Zach's Eagle Scout project focused on the main entrance to Soldier Memorial Park, located at 450 Lakewood, Farmingdale Road in Howell, New Jersey. This project consisted of digging out a half circle around the existing flagpole, installing several hundred pounds of river rock, flowers, and a tombstone marker depicting all branches of our military, and a solar-powered light that will allow our nation's colors to be flown throughout the evening hours. Nice job, Zach. Eric's Eagle Scout project focused on Borough Hall in Farmingdale, New Jersey. Eric built a fire pit at the Farmingdale Borough Hall, which is to be used during the disposal of worn American flags that need to be properly and respectively retired. Eric selected his project to honor his grandfather that served during wartime as a Marine and wanted to raise awareness in the community about the appropriate disposal techniques of our great flag. Nice job. The Eagle Scout project focused on the main entrance of the Howell Organic Community Garden located at the corner of Squonka Millbrook Road and Adelphia Road in Howell. Justin designed and constructed a pergola with built-in benches on either side that covers the entrance to the community garden. He also designed and constructed several picnic tables that can be used by the members of the community garden. Nice job, Justin. Eddie Groskowski. Eddie's Eagle Scout project focused on assisting Alaire State Park. Eddie designed and constructed a compost station that was 4 feet by 8 feet by 4 feet high that would produce natural fertilizer for several of the flower beds that are maintained throughout the villages within the park. Eddie obtained materials through hosting fundraisers and accepting donations from local building supply businesses. Nice job, Eddie. Congratulations. Nice job, Eddie.
Okay, I'm going to close by calling up somebody who came a little late, but we're happy she's here. When I talked about the Basie Award winners, Alex Cusimano was Best Actress in the musical Legally Blonde, and not only is that a great honor, I did note to her, so the show itself was not even nominated for Best Musical, and for an actress, from what I'm being told, to win Best Actress in a musical that's not nominated, it shows that she had an incredible performance. And if you got a chance to see Legally Blonde this year, you would certainly agree with me. So congratulations, Alexandra. That concludes the awards for Howell High School.
Thank you, Mr. Baldwin. Thank you, Mr. Meehan. Now I'd like to call up representatives from Marlboro High School.
Thank you, Mr. Sampson. Mr. Boyle was unable to make it tonight, but he does send his appreciation for everything that the Freehold Regional Board of Ed does. This night is one of the 3 nights that we do this, and it's awesome to see the caliber of students that we have in the Freehold Regional. And I'm going to start off with our National Merit finalist. This year's National Merit Scholarship Program for the class of 2017 October of 2015, when 1.6 million juniors in more than 22,000 high schools took the preliminary SATs, known as the PSAT. This test served as the initial screening program for the entrance. Later, 24 Marlboro High School students were awarded commended status, and 3 students were later named semifinalists and continued on in the competition. Scholarship winners are the finalists in each state, judged to have the strongest combination of accomplishments, skills, and potential for success in rigorous college studies. Only 2,500 winners were chosen from the original 1.6 million students. I'm proud to announce that Marlboro High School senior Alan Schenkerman was selected as a 2017 winner of the National Merit Scholarship Program and he got a scholarship of $2,500. Next, I'll call up Mike Ellenberg. The New Jersey Natural Gas Protect Me with 3 film competition. Mike won the New Jersey film competition. With his efforts, Mike won $500 and $1,000 for the Marlboro High School. The competition was to create a 2-minute video that promotes energy conservation, This is the 4th year in a row that Marlboro has either won or placed in the competition. Congratulations. Next, I'd like to call up our Gold Award winner, Megan Krasinski. Like Boy Scout with the Eagle Scout, the Gold Award is the highest award that a Girl Scout can achieve. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what Megan did to earn her award. Megan wanted to share her love of music and focus on those suffering with Alzheimer's disease and dementia. She decided to take action with the organization Music and Memory. To establish a local intergenerational connection, she coordinated and performed in concerts at the Manor Health and Rehabilitation Center in Freehold for residents, along with several teen vocalists and pianists. Additionally, she wrote a community newsletter article, held drives and various information sessions, collected 9 iPods along with the funds were used to purchase a computer to benefit the Manor's Music and Memory program. Congratulations. Next, I'm going to call up Mr. Craig Uplinger, our advisor and teacher of our We the People program. Marlboro's We the People won the state championship. In the previous 29 years of this competition, East Brunswick has won 27 times and West Windsor-Plainsboro has won twice. Those 2 schools were among the best in the nation. Our students defeated both of them. In our kids have finished first or second now 3 of the past 4 years, and they did go on and compete in the national competition. So there's 40 of them. So we were 16th in the nation. There's 40 of them, so I'm going to just read off their names as quickly as I possibly can. So when your name is called, just come on down. Kwaku Mpaza, Nihat Anangjiri, Samantha Bartoloni, Ben Berman, Paige Beddow, Krishna Batata, Alana Blemon, Brandon Vescarena, Julia Caracava, Ryan Cassidy, Alexis Chapman, Nicole Chen, Zach Coleman, Nadine Jelani, Gabby Farina, Riaz Galani, Justin Goldstein, Julian Hill, Sudas Iqbal, Seth Katz, Ross Kaufman, Yamrita Kiera, Natalie Lau, Sean Liederman, Sarah Lee, Ankit Sarkar, Jason Shanley, Danielle Spano, Jacob Wasserman, Molly Weiss, Alexander Whitman, Ian Ketz Nelson, Dana Lutzdig, Dan McGrath, Reagan Marino, Michael Orlando, Anthony Petrosino, and Harnas Sack. Congratulations. All right, next we're going to move on to Marlboro's BASI Award winners. Our BASI Award winners are actually the orchestra is here, but our drama kids are not. Today's actually their banquet. They scheduled it back in September, not realizing today would be the district medal. So I'm just going to tell you what we won for the fall drama Howardtown. This was a very good year for Marlboro. We won Best Supporting Actress in a Drama, Best Supporting Actor in a Drama, Best Lead Actress in a Drama, that was a tie. We won both. Outstanding Lighting Design in a Drama, Outstanding Direction in a Drama, and Outstanding Overall Production of a Drama. That was everyone. For our musical, we won Outstanding Student Orchestra in a Musical. For our musical Crazy for You, it was the 5th nomination and the 2nd award in a row. Mr. Dalton could not be here, it's his wife's birthday. I told him he should go there. But I am going to call up the orchestra members. Again, I'm going to read your names off kind of quickly, so listen and come on up and get your medal. Jeff Allentoff, Jackson Anderson, Tanya Ara, Nicole Chen, Emily Chow, Christian Cook, Evan Cooperstein, Isaiah DeJarnett, Eric Ginsberg, Pooja Gakhale, Sanjay Couture, Zachary Groom, Jacob Kraisman, Nicole King, Sean Lederman, Christy Lee, Hannah Lee, Noah Lee, Peter Marquis Jay-Z, Michelle Moe, Brian Moon, Avani Muchala, Miha Nevasakar, Toron Pfeiffer, Nicholas Racha Kim, Sam Resnick, Tyler Salivar, Alan Schenkerman, Shizvam Seth, Jennifer Bozo, Serena Yao, Stephanie Ewing. Congratulations to our student orchestra. Okay, on to our athletics. We're going to start with our track team. First people I'd like to call up is Gianna Gomez, Danielle Spano, Ali D'Agostino, Laura Newman, Brianna Mullen, Alexa Friedman. And I'm going to talk about them because it's kind of, if I had them come up and to sit back down, it's going to get kind of crazy. So once they get their medals, I'll explain what they all want. Okay, our 4x100 meter relay won the Monmouth County champions. They were Laura Newman, Brianna Mullen, Alexa Freeman, and Danielle Spano. Also, Monmouth County relay champions in the long jump relay were Gianna Gomez and Danielle Spano. In the triple jump relay, Gianna Gomez and Ali D'Agostino. Individual award winners, Monmouth County champion 200 meter dash, Danielle Spano. Brianna Mullen, 400 meter hurdles in the Eastern States champion. That was just this weekend. And Gianna Gomez is our Monmouth County Short Conference Central Jersey Group 4 triple jump champion and was just named first team all short by the Asbury Park Press. Gets a little confusing. Now I'd like to call up CJ Marie, Eric Schinker, Luke Rapley, and Eddie McFerrin. Two out of the four here. They were our 4x400 meter Monmouth County champions for the relays. Congratulations. Now, on to our tennis team. The tennis team is actually still playing, so it's going to, some of them are not here, and we do have representatives. I'd like to call up our coaches, Dave Kretzmer and Jessica Marshall. And representing the team are Itan Kromchenko, Akash Krishna, and Jordan Paul. This year, our boys tennis team was the 2017 short conference overall champions. Jordan Paul was our Monmouth County singles champion. And Itan Krumchenko, Jordan Paul, Lawrence Wang, and Ryan Wang were first team all short. And that concludes Marlboro High School.
Thank you, Mr. Rudd. We'll call it Colts Neck High School next. Just a side note, it's nice to see the We the People students here. We all enjoy going down there and helping to prepare those students with Mr. Uplinger's supervision. And we brush up on all the things that we've forgotten as teachers and no longer remember as well as the students do. So it's always a humbling experience.
Thank you, Mr. Sampson. We also would like to thank Mr. Sampson, the entire Central Administration, the Board of Education, for taking the time out 3 times a year to recognize our outstanding students at all of our schools and the staff members. We have so much to be proud of in the Freehold Regional High School District, and it's nice every once in a while to just kind of step aside from the business and just celebrate that. So congratulations to all schools and to all the recipients tonight. I did want to mention that while we don't have any students here tonight as winners of BASI Awards, I did just want to at least mention that Colts Neck High School this year, first time that I certainly know in our history, not only received nominations, but we received 10 nominations this year. And as a result of that, actually we're awarded what's called the Evaluators Special Award, which recognizes the program that has demonstrated the most improvement and growth. And so our director was recognized with that award, and there couldn't be a truer statement in the world about how much we've seen growth in our drama. So I'm very proud of them for that, and we certainly have a lot of catching up to do to catch up to Howell and Marlboro this year, but we're very proud of the performance that our students put on. I do want to ask and see if hopefully these 2 students are here. Jamie Prestigiacomo and Owen Kush, are you guys here tonight? Yeah, I wasn't sure if they were going to make it, but I do, if you would humor me, I do want to at least recognize both of them. Jamie and Owen were both named the Ultimate Female and Ultimate Male Junior ROTC Physical Fitness Cadet. They were presented first, they were finishing #1 female and male overall at the 2017 National JROTC Fitness Championship in Daytona Beach, Florida in May 2017. Just to give you an idea, the solo event was in addition to working with their respective teams. In order to earn the title Ultimate Fitness Cadet, and remember, they both won that, Jamie and Owen had to traverse a designated obstacle course set in soft sand on the beach, required them to display strength, endurance, and agility as they crawled, sprinted, bounced across beams, and carried cinder blocks 50 feet through the sand. Jamie and Owen overcame all obstacles, traversed the rigorous course in the shortest amount of time to claim the titles of Ultimate Fitness Cadet Female and Ultimate Fitness Cadet Male. Jamie is going on to college at Monmouth University. Owen is going on to college at Penn State on a full Navy ROTC scholarship and hopes to serve our nation as a United States Marine. So let's give it up for Jamie and Owen. I would like to call up members of our mock trial that are here tonight. You guys want to just come on up? We'll read your names off after you come on down, and I'll take the time to read here why you're being recognized in September. So we're a little late in recognizing them, but we did not want the time to go by without giving them their just due. One case is published for competition by the New Jersey State Bar Foundation. This year was a defamation case. Shay Simmons versus Cameron Winchell and Delaney Barnes was chosen. To prepare for the competition this year, the CNHS mock trial team practiced regularly between September and January. Approximately 23 teams competed in Monmouth County, with Colts Neck High School meeting Howell High School in the finals. Colts Neck High School prevailed as Monmouth County champions, were presented with the Daniel J. O'Hearn Mock Trial Award by the Monmouth County Bar Association. They're advised by Ms. Holly Lucarelli, and the members of the team include, just raise your hand if you're here and I call you, sophomores Dennis Abate, Dylan Cohen, Nick Fisher, juniors Dan Freeman, Caroline Osborne, Justin Weiss, seniors Kevin Miner, who will be attending the University of Virginia, Dylan Mullins, who will be attending George Washington University, Brianna Olt, who will be attending Villanova University, and Jackie Stern, who will be attending Wake Forest University. Congratulations, mock trial team. You're free to go. And our final recognition is for Hannah Valdez. Hannah, are you here? Hannah didn't make it either? Okay, we had a nice explanation earlier of the Technology Student Association. Hannah Valdez finished first place at the New Jersey State Conference in extemporaneous speech. Those participants draw topics at random and have 15 minutes to research the topic and create note cards, then have 5 minutes to present and are given a handful of questions. So most of us would probably freeze at the very thought of that. She did more than that. She finished first in the state. She also happens to be the New Jersey State reporter and the vice president of the Colts Neck High School chapter. So let's give it up for Hannah Valdez. Okay, I'm going to pass the microphone on to our supervisor of extracurricular activities, Mr. Arneo, with some athletics recognition for Colts Neck High School.
Thank you, Mr. Simon. I would first like to echo Mr. Simon's thoughts. I would like to thank the Central Administration, the Board of Education, for the opportunity to recognize our students, both academically and athletically. Congratulations to the administration, coaches, parents from our sister schools. You should all be very proud of what you've accomplished. First, I'd like to call down Nick Panicali. Nick said he was coming. Nick was recognized as a top 5 player for volleyball, a top 5 player in the state. In the preseason, he earned all shore and first team all shore, first team all division. He will be the first Division I volleyball player to come out of Colts Neck High School. Nick will be attending Sacred Heart University on a volleyball scholarship in the fall. So congratulations to Nick. On to track and field is Colleen Meggerly here. There she is. As Colleen makes her way down, at the Central Jersey Group 4 Championship meet, Colleen won the 1600 meter competition, only a sophomore. This marks Colleen's second title at this distance. Because of the heat, this particular race was a very tactical one that saw Colleen shadow the leader for 3.5 laps and then take the lead with a big kick. In a few weeks, she will anchor 2 relays at the Outdoor Nationals in Greensboro, North Carolina, as Colts Neck will compete in both the 4x800 and 4x1600 races. Congratulations, Colleen. Ryan Tompkins is our final winner. I know Ryan is not going to be able to make it or did not make it tonight. While most people were relaxing over the Memorial Day weekend, Ryan was going out to defend his state sectional high jump title. In defense of his title, he set a personal best and school record of 6 feet 8 inches. So to give you some perspective, when you walk into your bedroom tonight, the average height of a door frame is 6 feet 8 inches. Yeah, it's about that high. So if you're like me and you fall into bed, imagine, it's just ridiculous to imagine jumping over the door to get in. So it's impressive. He will continue his athletic and academic career at Villanova University in the fall. So congratulations to Ryan on that. That concludes the awards for Colts Neck High School. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Arneo. I will now call up Manalapan High School.
Good evening. I'd first like to thank the Board of Education and the Central Office Administration for honoring our schools and our students this evening. Additionally, I would like to congratulate all the other district medal recipients. Mr. Hine, our supervisor of extracurricular activities, could not be with us due to a booster club meeting, and our athletics dinner hosted by the booster club is tomorrow night. So that was a mandatory meeting this evening. So I got both the academics and athletics covered. To begin, I would like to recognize Manalapan High School's Math League team. I will now call down Brian Gu, Mark Chen, David Lau, Tarun Hilavul Athil, Aditya Jituri, Michael Yakubov, Justin Musella, Kenneth Erickson, William Kang, and Spencer Volk. The accolades are going right down here to Ms. Sharp. These students stay after school to take math tests, and in total they each took between 5 to 6 extra math tests this year in a very standardized and somewhat pressure-filled environment. I think they should get a district medal just for that. However, this group accomplished the added bonus of taking first place in the Monmouth County region of the New Jersey Mathematics League. Additionally, Brian Gu was individually recognized as a high scorer in the entire state, and our team was recognized as a high scorer in the state as well. Congratulations, gentlemen, and I will ask William Kang to stay up here for a moment. So everybody else can go sit down. William has to stay. Now for the New Jersey Science League. I would ask Talab Bin Nathwala and Port Chen, if you're here, I think you are, to come down and join William. But they stuck to their word and are not here. But William's here. Much like the Math League, in the Science League, the students take tests in physics, chemistry, and biology. William and Talab were recognized as high scorers from around the state in Chemistry 2 as sophomores, which is huge. Most of Chemistry 2 would be juniors and seniors in AP Chemistry. And Port Chen was recognized as a high scorer for Physics C. So congratulations, William. Off you go. Brian Charon and Shreyas Selvaraj, please come down. They're always together, so I mixed the names up. Recently, these two students attended and competed in Code Quest, which was sponsored by Lockheed Martin at various locations around the country. In New Jersey, Brian and Shreyas won first place in the novice division, and Dr. Nicole Hazel, who's up front, brought this competition to my desk, and I got Brian and Shreyas to go. And more recently, which I have to brag a little bit, they attended and won StyHacks, which is a hackathon hosted by Stuyvesant High School in New York. As you can imagine, the competition was tough there. Their hack, named the Crypto Keyboard, is in essence a way for someone to keep text private from third parties that may have access to their phone. What I'm saying is, it's a way to keep text private so that your parents can't tell what you wrote. Gentlemen, congratulations for making parenting a little more difficult than it already is. Both Brian and Shreyas were also on the leadership team for Hack Free, which we will have once again next Martin Luther King Day weekend in 2018. The next two students, Max LeGrand and Aditya Kumar, if you could come down, please. Max and Aditya recently presented at the New Jersey Tech Council's Internet of Things Conference. Aditya and Max represented Manalapan High School, which was one of only 2 high schools that represented. The other 11 presenters were all from businesses across the state. They created an app while interning at PEC Telecommunications as part of their Honors Engineering Research course. During that internship, they created an app that makes use of the USA Notify API in order to send out voice, email, SMS, and MMS-based notifications to a collection of multiple contact lists with ease and simplicity. This application has many potential uses, with possible applications in medical offices, local municipalities, and disaster relief. Nice job, gentlemen. I would now ask Carlos Horta and Zachary Weiss to come down. I believe Zachary is here. These students are being recognized for their acceptance and participation in the All Shore Jazz Band. They both were first team All Shore Jazz Band members. Mr. Moniz told me that there are 2 teams. They auditioned against musicians from around the ocean in Monmouth County, and both Carlos and Zachary play the trumpet. Congratulations. And now for Julia Singer. This was last minute. I became aware of this recognition, I think on Friday actually. Julia has been selected to attend the 2017 Grammy Camp this summer in Los Angeles, California. Grammy Camp provides a unique, in-depth experience for high school students who are interested in exploring careers in the music industry. Julia is among just 75 students selected from around the country, representing only 29 states, to spend time at the University of Southern California Thornton School of Music. She is one of only 10 students selected to study in the music journalism track. Julia has tried to gain entrance to this camp before and did not make it. However, she believes that her work for the SoundDigest.com blog website is where she's gained her experience and helped to get her into this camp. So congratulations, Julia. That's awesome. This is usually where Mr. Hine would take over, but I'm going to ask Anya Zakowski and Kira Nealon to come down to the front for me, please. Both Anya and Kira are members of our track and field teams. Senior captain Anya Zakowski has had a breakout year. 2 weeks ago at the Monmouth County Championship, she finished second place in the triple jump with a new school record of 36 feet 3 inches, and second place in the long jump with a jump of 17 feet 4 inches. She was also a short conference champion in the long jump with a distance of 18 feet 7.5 inches. She's the Group 4 Central Jersey sectional champ in the long jump at 18 feet and 1/4 inches. I had to write all this out. It's really getting jumbled. And she just recently won the Group 4 championships in the triple jump with a distance of 37 feet 3 inches, which is another school record that I believe she's broken half a dozen times at this point. So congratulations. Senior captain Kira Nealon also has had a tremendous season, shattering a school record set in 1987 in the 3,200 meter by 23 seconds at the Monmouth County Championships. She ran a time of 10 minutes and 52 seconds. She then went on to win the Central Jersey Group 4 state sectionals with a time of 10 minutes 49 seconds, further lowering her own school record. What I would like to also point out about these two young ladies is that they are in the top 10% of the senior class. Last I checked, I think Kira's number 3 in the class, and Anya's, you're up there. You're definitely in the top 20. So they're the epitome of student athletes. And they're sticking together. They're both going to be attending Rutgers in the fall. Thank you very much and congratulations. That's all from Manalapan High School.
Thank you, Dr. Angelosi. I'd now like to call up Freehold High School. Julia, I'm also available for Grammy Camp.
Good evening, everyone. It certainly is the season of celebration. And it's nice to be here tonight and to hear all of the different achievements of our students. I'd like right now our student representative from Avid, Yemi Hernandez, please. Yemi's going to have a very unique experience this summer. We have a program at the borough called AVID. It's a national program. It's been around for 30 years. The acronym stands for Advancement via Individual Determination. And the mission of AVID is to close the achievement gap by preparing all students, focusing on those traditionally underrepresented at college and universities, for college readiness and success in a global society. Yemi decided to be very competitive, and she applied to be the student representative at the AVID Institute in Philadelphia at the second week of July. That's where those of us who have AVID in our schools go for summer training. Teachers, administrators, the AVID site director. Actually, AVID's been at the borough now. We're about to enter our 7th year. And our success rate in helping those students who are not traditionally those that go on to college or university is about 99%. I also want to acknowledge that Dr. David Bleakley, who I know is here, helped me launch this program about 7 years ago. I'm very proud of Yemi. She will speak to probably over 1,000 of teachers, administrators, and she will tell her story of what AVID has meant for her and what it's going to do for her. It will be life-changing for her to earn a college diploma and to go on and pursue what career that it is. I'm proud of all of the kids and all of the achievements, but for me, this AVID recognition of one of our students at a National Summer Institute is particularly sweet. So congratulations, Jenny.
Good evening, excuse me, and congratulations to all the medal winners. Also, thank you to the Board of Ed and Mr. Sampson for having us here for this great night. We'd like to recognize a couple of our students and our DECA advisor. Those of you that do not know what DECA is an organization of business and marketing students who compete internationally, all the while preparing themselves for a career, like a future career in business or marketing. I would like to call down our DECA advisor, also known as the Queen of DECA, to the stage, Ms. Nicole Halpin. Ms. Halpin is our DECA advisor. We have over 100 students in Freehold High School's chapter of DECA. This year, Ms. Halpin led 75 of our students to compete in the state DECA competition. 75 students works out to be roughly 65% of Freehold High School's DECA chapter. Of those 75 students that did participate at the state level, 18 of them qualified and went on to compete at the national conference in California. Nice job. We have 2 students we would like to recognize this evening. First one is Kevin McElvain. Come on down, Kevin. Kevin is a junior at Freehold High School. He competes in the category of automotive service marketing. This year he placed 4th at the state level competition, which provided him the opportunity to compete at the DECA International Career Development Conference in Anaheim, California. The main reason we'd like to recognize Kevin tonight is because he was recently voted by his peers to a major leadership role in New Jersey DECA. Kevin was elected as the New Jersey Central Region Vice President. Only 7 other students in the state of New Jersey are chosen as New Jersey DECA officers. Kevin will act as a liaison between the 49 region schools and the New Jersey chapter of DECA. Kevin will be visiting and mentoring 3 other schools in New Jersey next year, and he'll be helping them start their very own DECA chapter in their school as well. Congratulations, Kevin. Next young man I'd like to call to the mic is Nick Kaufman. Come on up, Nick. Nick is a junior at Freehold High School, and he has been very successful in his DECA career as well. Nick has been a state champion and a national qualifier in years past. However, this year at the National Convention in California, Nick took 3rd place in business service marketing. Nick competed against 285 students from all over the world, including Canada, Guam, Spain, and Germany. Nick was one of only 6 students in New Jersey to place in the top 3 in any category. Nick received 98 out of a possible 100 points on his final role play to take 3rd in the nation, or actually 3rd in the world. Nick will also serve next year as New Jersey DECA officer as the recording secretary. Also, I would like to point out that Nick has already begun to put his DECA skills to use in the real world. He is also known as DJ Chaos, and he is our in-house DJ at the borough. If you ever need a DJ for a party or everything, I like to call him DJ Nicky Nice, but Nick will be there. He does an excellent job, and I'm telling you, he's a great kid. Congratulations, Nick. And that's it for Freehold Borough. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Longo. And now we'll call up Freehold Township.
Good evening. I also would like to congratulate all the students who are in attendance here tonight for being recognized for their outstanding achievements, and also to thank their parents and the Board of Education and the administration for all the support they provided to our students to make an evening like this possible. First of all, Richard Lugis, come up, he's an Eagle Scout. Okay, he was. All right, Richard received his Eagle Scout project. He replaced the flagpole outside of Farmingdale's Camp Sacagawea Girl Scout Foundation. After removing the old converted telephone pole, he installed a new pole. He constructed a brick base and surrounded the pole with mulch. He also installed a wooden signboard with a roof and a glass encasement that can be used to display announcements and upcoming activities. Congratulations, Richard. I'm proud to recognize Ryan Poss. Ryan is also being recognized as a member of our Science League team. Ryan competed in the AP Physics 2 competition, and again, he was one of the top students in New Jersey to receive a trophy for his outstanding scores. Congratulations, Ryan. The following members of our Animal and Botanical Science Academy, please come up. Renee Horning, Olivia Rivas, Ariel Yu, Nicole Haralopoulos, Karen Reyes, and Allison Fitt. First of all, these students who are selected throughout the district can apply for the FTHS Animal Botanical. All students are members of our school's chapter of the FFA, which used to be called the Future Farmers of America. At this year's 88th Annual New Jersey State Convention, they were winners. Renee, Olivia, Ariel, and Nicole all placed first in the marketing team for the entire state. Congratulations. Karen was recognized and has been named as the New Jersey FFA Treasurer of the Year, so she'll be representing us next year. And Allison was selected from the entire state as New Jersey FFA Member of the Year for her outstanding contributions. Again, congratulations. Lastly, I would like to call up Haley Tanner and Alexandra Adler. They are here tonight representing our 100 plus peer leaders. Our peer leadership program was once again recognized with the School Spirit Award for, again, their outstanding fundraising efforts and being the largest. Again, we have now raised over $150,000 over the last 10 years for the annual Alzheimer's Walk held in Point Pleasant. And again, we won the Spirit Award for winning the most and having fundraising for the entire state. Thank you and congratulations. And now, Mr. Preside.
Thank you, Mrs. Sigrid. And I guess I'd be remiss if I didn't also thank Central Office and the Board of Education for making this night possible, and congratulating all of the students that are being recognized this evening for their great achievements. Riley Martin. Start with Riley. She's got a long walk, so as she makes her way up to the front, Riley is here tonight. Alyssa Granito is not. They were both selected to All-State Mixed Chorus. They were chosen from a pool of over 500 participants, and the girls are going to have the opportunity to attend rehearsals and then perform at Atlantic City's Convention Hall next November 10th and at the New Jersey Performing Arts Center on November 19th. Congratulations, Riley. We have a couple of athletic accomplishments as well. I want to first ask the team of Steve Steplinski and Andrew Colbert to come up. I know Steve is here. There's Andrew. Steve and Andrew teamed to win the Monmouth County High Jump Relay this year, and in the process, they tied a school record in that event, so congratulations, boys. And while they're up here, at least with Stephen, Stephen was also the short conference high jump champion. Andrew, you stay there. Stephen was also the short conference high jump champion, and they are both, I believe, competing this weekend in the Meet of Champions. They are two of only 8 athletes, student athletes we have left competing in the entire school, so congratulations and good luck to both of you guys. And then last but certainly not least, Bobby Weesey, come on down. Bobby, as you may be able to tell from his dress this evening, is a 3-time district golf champion, and I'd like to posit that the only reason he's not a 4-time district golf champion is because this year he bypassed the district golf tournament to compete in the New Jersey Amateur Cup, which is a very prestigious golf tournament that includes the 60 best golfers in the state. Bobby also was the short conference golf champion, which led to him, in comparison, it's a much lighter honor, but he was our April Athlete of the Month in large regard due to that accomplishment. And he was named Asbury Park Press First Team All-Shore in golf. Bobby will be taking his talents to the University of Rhode Island next year, where he will be a student athlete and continue his golf career. Congratulations and good luck, Bobby.
Thank you, Adam. So we're gonna take a 5-minute recess at this point, unless everybody wants to stay and enjoy the board meeting. But parents and all of our wonderful students, thank you for coming out. I know that June's a busy time, so we really appreciate your support. We're gonna come back together momentarily. So a few things. About 4 years ago, we started an international baccalaureate program. Well, the seeds were planted at that time. Really, there was it originated in a conference up in Binghamton, New York, in October of 2012. Right? Yes. So we went up there as part of a just fact-finding process to begin the components of putting together an international baccalaureate program. And it's been an awful lot of work on an awful lot of folks over the past several years. But now the students who are coming through that program are coming through their first year in that cohort, and we've seen some tremendous successes in that program. And it's one of the things that we're actively in the process of now is expanding the IB program in the district. and opening up another component which with much more of a STEM focus at Howell High School, and then we're ultimately going to open up those programs at large as a much larger magnet program for the school system. Mr. Acetola remembers that. He was on the board at the time, was a major advocate for that program. And so we thought a couple of months back, I met with Ms. Higley and Ms. Huff about the program itself, and they presented this wonderful data and this wonderful story. And I said, you know what, when we come to Freehold Township High School later in the year, can you just share the story with the board and the public? And so I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Higley to share that story.
Thank you, Mr. Sampson. First of all, the IB program was part of the strategic plan 5 years ago that was brought forth, and I have to say it's been an overwhelming success, but we want to talk a little bit about it. What is the International Baccalaureate Program all about? First of all, if you go to the next slide, it's about what we look for in the International Baccalaureate is a student who is really is an inquisitive student. It's not someone who memorizes something and can already answer, but it's a student who's inquisitive, who's willing to really look for the answer. That just something. So we're not looking for a kid who's going to get all straight A's on a multiple choice test, but a student who's willing to dive in, find something they're interested in, and really work hard at it. The other thing about the IB student is, yes, they do need core knowledge, but it tries to educate the whole child. We want students who are balanced, who are thinkers, who are open-minded, who are creative. So you're going to see that it's an interdisciplinary program, including the arts, as well as foreign world classical languages, history, and as you'll see, other requested components.
So the IB has 6 categories of classes that they want IB students to participate in. And they offer many different types of courses, and each IB program kind of chooses the courses that they would like their students to participate in. So these are the courses that we offer here at Freehold Township. There's some choice within each of the categories because it's a program that's designed for students to really get involved in early education, make choices, and get involved in things that they're interested in. And then within the IB is what they call the IB Core. That's TOK, which stands for Theory of Knowledge, CAS, which is Community, Activity, and Service, and then the EE, or AKA the Extended Essay. The core is unique to IB. It kind of ties everything together. It's part of that interdisciplinary approach, but it's also the place where students can bring a lot of their own interests. In the Theory of Knowledge class is sort of that course that ties all of the courses together. It goes across each of the disciplines and looks at big picture ideas across the curriculum. The Community Activity Service is a place for students to really get involved in activities that they design or in different activities that they choose. And then the Extended Essay is a 4,000-word paper of their choice. And they work with a supervisor, and they really spend the time over like an 18-month period developing what they would like to research, how they would like to do that, and they work with their supervisor to get into that unique, sort of research opportunity. It's these opportunities that really make up the IB program, and the fact that they're working cohesively with each other and with their teachers in unique educational opportunity.
The COB is really the TOK teacher. He's the one that keeps the wheel moving. For example, if they're studying ethics in history class, he'll bring in the ethics.
He brings in the ethics of science. They will bring in the ethics of mathematics. So whatever is it's done thematically throughout the whole program. He also keeps the calendar so that students aren't given major project or tests at the same time. So this way the students are committing to a program where we commit to them that we'll work it out logistically, that where they're not going to get 3 tests in the same week. So it has worked together, and the TOK teacher is really the one that drives this and makes sure that the themes are being carried out in all the subject areas. So that really helps make it a very cohesive program. Basically, the program started in 2014-15 when our current seniors were sophomores. We started with a pre-IB, in a history and English, just to get the students introduced into what is IB about. So we combined our kids that said they might be interested in IB with other honors students in honors US 1 and honors English. And from that, we were able to get 37 students to commit to the junior year to try this program. We actually had 38. We only had one student leave the program, so we're having 37 graduate from the program. So it's been excellent. And from there, they started the IB in 2015-16, and now they just finished taking a slew of 21 exams that they just finished over in May. So it's been an extensive program, and I'm sure you can testify. I know that you went through IB, the exams, right? So it was a relief on the students. So we won't get the results of the exams until July, but what the kids told me is what they thought was different was when some of them take AP exams. They said an AP exam, they feel, tests you for what you don't know. It's multiple choice. I didn't know that one answer. And they think that's great, you know, it's very thematically, they did well, but they felt IB, especially the internal assessments, allow them to show what they have learned, rather what they have not learned. So they feel that it really gives them a chance to explain, instead of saying, oh, I forgot that one back. They're able to explain on the exam what they have learned and what that has done for them, and that makes the kids feel very successful.
Absolutely. I think it's that unique, authentic learning experience that students have that IB strives for is so much a part of the strategic plan of the district. And I think what you can see is by the district offering this program to students and encouraging it and having it open enrollment, the success of their learning has been visualized really in this chart, but in their achievement. What we saw was students from all different economic backgrounds, and there was so much diversity, ethnic diversity in the program, and students felt very much part of this learning community. As you can see here, the IB program is a little bit more diverse than some of the other programs in the school, but really reflective of the whole school at large. Very good representation of the student body in general. And the growth that we saw was tremendous. So much a part of the strategic plan for the district was encouraging students to push themselves into rigorous programs. And so we saw students coming up from the academic level, even at honors level, coming into the IB program. And the achievement in their SAT scores, or the growth from PSAT to SAT, was really incredible. What we saw was that students in general, and average the students in the program, their reading scores increased over 120 points. Their math scores went up over 84 points. And so students who started about, maybe average in the school, actually in the end, ended up on average with higher SAT scores than, the general population in the school, even our AP students.
One of the things is visual arts is really important. We're going to start music next year, but we have visual arts, and we actually had an art exhibition in the media center. When we had it set up, it was like a museum, and it was so neat because when the classes went in to use the computers, the kids were so quiet, looking at it like they really thought they were in a museum. It was up for 4 days. These students never took art class till their junior year. Halfway through the junior year is when the art class starts. And what they were able to do, they had to study an artist, and then they had to do a history of that artist and duplicate the type of technique that artist used. So not just draw. And what these students were able to do, I can't even draw a straight line. So what these students were able to do in a year and a half was amazing. The other class that the students are able to express themselves was we had the ITGS, and one of the kids actually wrote the website for our PTO in their ITGS, so they were really able to use it and make practical applications to what they were learning in the classes.
IB is so much about reflection and growth. You can see that in their art. They also have to write about the whole process. And when it's deliberate that the program goes over the 2 years so that students can actually reflect on their learning. You can see that in everything. And the CAS, or the Community Activity Service, is part of that too. Students are involved in many different activities, but they also could create their own activities. It could be anything from I want to learn the guitar, or I want to play sport, or I want to teach myself a new language. They really could decide whatever it is that they wanted to do, but more importantly, they reflected on it. So this is sort of a collage of some of the pictures representing some of the activities that they did, but collectively these 37 students were involved in hundreds of activities of community service over the 18 months of the CAS. But it was anything from sports to creating a community garden to working with autistic children, raising funds for different programs and things. And we wanted to kind of zone in on one particular project by one of the students, Mackenzie Keene, who created a poetry kind of booth at Lake Topanemus in Freehold, where she wanted to have people in the community be able to contribute their own poems and place it here. So in this serene, beautiful environment. She loves poetry. She's been a published poet herself. She's won many writing, things through the Asbury Park Press. She's going on a full scholarship to Drew University. And this is something that was of interest to her, but she also wanted to give it back to the community. And you can see that part of IB was not only to do this, but it's about the process. What do you want to do for the community? How can you get the community involved? And the slide in the middle is her reflection about that. They really want the students to really reflect on how it impacted them, how they impacted other people. It's such a metacognitive kind of approach to learning, and I think that's what we saw so much, growth with the students, their ability to communicate, and really to get involved and think about the things that they were doing.
This is the class of 2017, and I was overwhelmed when we got this final number. These are where they had committed to, not where they've been accepted. We had students accepted USC Berkeley, University of Chicago, and many other schools, but this is where they've committed to go. Every single of those 37 kids was accepted to a 4-year college, but 2 of them decided to go to Brookdale Honors Program. But overall, just these 37 students have received $8,129,838 offers in scholarships. That is true, and that's just 37 students. Except anybody, there's no entrance exam. Any student who wanted to come, we even have a few special ed students in the program. So any student who wanted to try it, it was open to them. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep.
They do. It's rigorous. It's a challenge. But as we I think one of the best descriptions we heard about IB was it's rigor worth doing.
Right.
Yeah, not rigor for rigor's sake.
These students, I would say, at the end of their junior year, this group was like, I don't know why I did this. This is so much work, especially when they started. Then all of a sudden, halfway through the senior year, they're like, oh my God, this has been so worth it. It was my best experience. And I think that's why our sophomore class coming up, we have over 40 kids committed going into the junior program. And right now we have 30 incoming freshmen who have registered for the pre-IB classes, and usually that increases sophomore year. So pre-IB is freshman and sophomore year, and it's just introduction. It's not really IB. They're mixed in with other honor students. They're just getting introduced into some of the philosophy IB naturally through their teachers, who we're now encouraging them to bring to their other classrooms. No test. Any person, it's open, 8th grade orientation. We invite parents. We send it out to all the freshmen. The English teachers talk to their classes, the history teachers, and anyone who wants to is allowed to try. There's no entrance exams, no cutoffs. And that's what's amazing about it. It's just how hard you're willing to work. And as I said, you can see the schools, it's just amazing what the kids are doing. The parents have been overwhelming, and it's just been so successful. I can't tell you how grateful. And I think our numbers are only 29 for our rising seniors next year because those juniors were so scared last year. But now, after everyone's talking, the sophomores are to say, sign me up, especially when they heard about that number. So, and they really see that it's worth it. We're adding music. Well, that's the next slide. All right, so what are we looking forward to? A lot of the students didn't want to join, believe it, not having music because they love the band and choir, and not having music as part of it. So some of them said, if you had music, I would have done this. But this is in place of their art. They're fine and performing art. So Mr. Gatsick is going, and so we're going to be offering music, art, and the technology course. And that, I think, really kept some kids out because they didn't want to miss that music class. So coming in. For music. Right. And then one of the things we're looking forward to is continued evaluation and development. We have started cohorts with other schools in the state of New Jersey, and the teachers have met with them on weekends. They've gone to workshops with other teachers who have IB. We look forward to working with the teachers that have, because they said that meeting with the other teachers in the program is really what helped them get over the hump and make them be more successful. So we want to continue the professional development and continue the outreach to get this out to the parents and the students.
Are you using any of these the same as students do the presentations? It sounds like don't be afraid.
We have every parent. We have the students speak. Yes. Yep. They're the best sales. They're the best salesmen for any of our programs. Yeah. So yes, we do.
Actually, I heard from one of them over the weekend, because one of his CAS projects was exactly to create a sheet that he's calling the IB 10 Commandments after one of the songs in Hamilton. And so he said that they're going to be meeting with the rising juniors on Wednesday. They're going to have a luncheon together, and he's going to read it out loud to them. But one of the things that they're promoting is how important creating a community with each other is. And one of the commandments he said was, don't compete against each other. You know, you're a family, and we're here to collaborate and help. That he said, one of the commandments was make sure you give everybody a high five. So I think that they recognize that they're a team, and they're trying to now instill that, into the underclassmen, so that they understand that really they should come in and learn together. That's the most important thing. And I really like that, because that's something they said themselves.
Even the teachers, one of the things they say like the best is that when someone gets something wrong, if other kids come over and show them how to fix it. That it's truly a supportive environment, and the competition is not there. They're helping each other, and that's just something that I think is fostered through the program. That's so great to see. It's not like I got this. It's like, whoa, we achieved this, and they work really well together. It's been amazing. Well, what they're doing, these are their core subjects. So it's the.
I'll go back.
Yeah, we'll go back.
And the way it works is they get to pick. Everyone has to take literature.
Yeah.
So I have 2 sections of literature. Everyone has to take history, but then they can pick Spanish or Latin. They can pick biology or physics. So that's what. And in math, there's 3 levels of math. They can have what's called math HL, math SL, math studies. So it gets divided up.
So you're not together. You're in the general population.
No. Once you're junior year.
Yeah, once they hit junior year, they're in the IB classes.
They're with the general population of freshman and sophomore year total. Even the pre-IB classes, if I have a class of English pre-IB, I put half pre-IB and half regular English. And the same with the social studies, and now we're doing it with the math, so this way they're not with the same thing.
Yeah, comprehensive high school, not general population.
Yeah.
You're not locked out.
But no, I don't know, but sophomore, freshman and sophomore year, they're mixed in with everybody. It's only junior and senior year, and that's it.
Because these are IB requirements. IB says you have to take like a course in each of these 6 subject areas, and they call some HL and some SL. Basically what that means is like the depth of the curriculum, how much they get into certain subject areas and things like that. So our HL classes are history and English, and then they choose. Some do the math, some do the language, but they have to take a course in each of these areas. And they substitute as the New Jersey state requirements.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, right. They get it all in. Like the kids who do.
Those kids are basically together in the humanities, but they kind of go out of the range, whatever level or this is.
Freshman and sophomore year,
Okay.
Yeah.
but once you become the IB, then, but they're not with the same kids depending on they might be in math HL, but this kid takes physics and this takes bio. So even though they're still not together for 7 periods a day, they split up whether someone takes Spanish and someone takes Latin. It's the same problem. No big deal. Nope. Yes, 7 classes. Yep.
What are the class sizes like?
It depends. Usually, right now with the 37, it's pretty much split up evenly because the bio, SL, and HL are in the same classroom, and so are the physics. The only area where we have a little bit smaller is the mathematics, because the math HL is basically calculus, PC, and the SL is more statistics, and the math studies is more math and practical.
Yeah, the math studies is even more statistics than the SL. The SL is like Calc AB.
AB.
Yeah.
Calc
It's so
AB.
important.
Other than that, the
Yeah.
class sizes are maybe 20.
You have to have the math to meet them where they're
Except for the
at.
math. Right.
Exactly.
We weren't going to offer the physics, and Mr. Sampson came, and the kids, we had a small group, we met together, and the kids went to him and said, look, I'm a STEM kid, I want to do this, you better offer me the physics, I don't want to do bio. I had bio as a freshman, and that's why we offered the physics, and the physics is probably one of the hardest of the IB classes.
Math
They
HL.
waited, the kids demanded it, because they wanted that STEM experience, so we had to offer the physics. So we had, and so the kids have gotten into some great schools, they continue with the physics. So that was one thing that we weren't going to offer additionally, but the kids demanded it, and rightfully so.
One thing that we see is like the students who take the physics often take the math HL or SL, and then the design technology. And what we saw with those students who kind of went that route, they were the ones going into engineering, Rensselaer, Georgia Tech, going into medical, things like that. And then we had the other kids who did the math studies, a little bit more of the liberal arts, but the math is very practical, and they're, went into all kinds of things. And the colleges don't differentiate when the math study students is going to Cornell. I think so.
As long as we're willing
If they're
to work
motivated.
Yeah.
But we want to thank you for your support over the development of these years. I can't say how much your preparation for this program, all of you together, planning it out. When they came to certify our program, they said that your preparation, that we were one of the most prepared programs that they ever saw just beginning. And I really think that was because of your collective planning, all of you together, all the visits and everything. And really the students just working very hard.
You'd struggle, Mr. Bruno.
All right, we're going to take we'll go back up to the.
I was joking. We'll go back up to the thing, but just the planning behind the IB program has been really extensive, and it's been 5 years in the making to get to this point, and it's just awesome to see the walk and talk. It's just awesome to see the opportunities that have been afforded to students, and we're going to grow that program dramatically across the district. All right, so I'm just going to continue a few more items. Obviously, we're in full swing in the end of the year activity, so it was nice to see the crowd that we did have this evening. There are multiple celebratory activities, really over the next couple of weeks straight. Be careful, Dr. So we have the academic awards, athletic awards, our senior week activities are underway, and hopefully we get some decent weather this week for those endeavors for our students. We're also planning for we have our annual retreat, and remember, I've been questioned in the past on what fancy place we go to for our retreat. It's the board office. So, but one of the things that we were tasked with doing in preparation for the retreat this year was reading a book by Adam Grant called Originals, How Nonconformists Change the World. And it's really about some counterintuitive ways of thinking about change to really affect some dramatic change. And I think that it's applicable for where we are as a school system as we're about to launch that new strategic plan. As the pace of change is sort of dramatic, and making sure that you're not simply just moving with the next shiny toy, but that you're really making some deep-rooted programmatic and organizational shifts for kids over time is really complex work. And so the book, I think, speaks to that, and all of our administrators have been reading that. A couple other issues just to address. There was a report in the paper this week, and a couple of board members shared it with me, and it was one of those things where the manner in which data is reported at the state level is sometimes a bit disingenuous. So the state runs a sort of a ranking of school districts with the most violence and vandalism incidents. So there's a couple real important caveats that I just want to note publicly. One, that's all self-reported data. And when I look at a school system of 5,000 students and they have 4 incidents all year long, that begs some questions to me about whether or not they're accurately reporting their data. 2, we are the largest regional high school district in the state of New Jersey. Quite simply, we have the largest number of teenagers in any school system in this state. And when we end up getting sort of ranked and stratified with districts that have a significantly smaller population of high school age students, and more importantly, a significantly higher portion of their population as elementary ed students, the numbers of incidents are going to be naturally different just because of the scope and size of the district. We feel really, really proud about the integrity in which we report our data at the state level, and that we don't scrub our data in any way to be disingenuous. We report everything that happens and as it's recorded. We're proud of that, and we're also proud of the programs and the steps that we take as a district to mitigate those behaviors and to assist students who might be struggling in making some poor decisions. And I think that our district has always recognized that we have, somewhere around 11,000 teenagers in our care on a daily basis. We take that very, very seriously, and we work very, very diligently to make sure that we're doing everything we can to help support those students through their decision-making process as a school community. And we realize that our only responsibility is not just the academic house, but the socio-emotional house as well. A few other odds and ends. We're proud on the agenda tonight how high school has an agreement with the Relativity School, with our Ed Tech program, and how what that allows is students that go through that program to earn 9 credits at the Relativity School, which is sort of a satellite program in Philadelphia, I believe. But more importantly, what that does is it's a post-secondary partnership for us to secure Perkins funding and to allow our students who so choose to attend that school to come out of our Ed Tech program with 9 college credits under their belt and move right into that program. And one of our major thrusts the past couple of years, and it will be a major thrust in the new plan, is our community partnerships and our partnerships with post-secondary opportunities. And so that's just a wonderful example of that coming to fruition. And that concludes my report. Just one more item, and one more item in my report. I think it's just important to note before I don't want to forget it. There are a lot of different plans out there about school funding, and I sent the board some information over some, and I think that we have been advocating very, very strenuously at the state and local level with our legislators. Mr. Boyce and I crafted testimony that I gave before the Senate Ed Committee about the school funding issues and about the complexities of examining that, and that solutions to the non-funding of the SFRA, the solution is not necessarily robbing Peter to pay Paul, that all students deserve an adequate education across the district, and we fully support that. But we also support real responsibility with how the state might go about doing that. And districts like ours that have a very low cost per pupil comparatively, terrific economies of scale, have taxed our community they need to be holding us up as a model of financial efficiency rather than potentially looking at ways to really damage the operational capacity of this district for the sake of some political deal. I don't know if I'm missing anything there, Mr. Boyce, but that captures it well enough. But that concludes.
Madam President, just one point of clarification, just so that the record's clear. In addition to the items that were noted on the agenda for executive session, the board also discussed one item in number 4, specifically negotiations with the Building Supervisors Association. The board also discussed another item in number 8, specifically personnel items as noted on the agenda. So I just wanted to clarify that.
I make a motion to take G1 to K3, leave it as one.
You know what, I have a question, but my mic's not working. We just need to read the motion in a second first. That's okay. That's why I'm
That's a problem. So we just need a motion in a second.
Motion.
Mr. Moses.
Second down here.
Down there. Is that Liz? Liz. Here's Liz.
Yep.
Liz?
Yep.
Sorry.
Weston?
Yes.
Michael?
On K3, we are being asked to vote on the official fees that the short conference is recommending. And my question, I have 2 questions. The first one is if those fees are an increase from what they were last year.
Yes, so Mr. Messenger asked about official fees and how that process works and whether or not there's an increase. And this year there are some increases. There are increases slated, depending on the support, $2 or $1. The short conference, I had a conversation with Mr. Ryan, active in the short conference and is part of the group that sits with each officiating association annually. And not every year do they get a raise. So it depends on what comparable conference fees are, or the statewide fees are being used. And they make that decision on behalf of the short conference, and then funnels back to the individual districts for approvals.
But now, who are the people who are pushing back, or not pushing back, but who's to say, football reps, you're not getting any
Well, from the short conference, it would be the executive committee of the short conference that would deal with those different groups directly, sort of on an annual basis. Sometimes they might do things on multiple years, so it really varies. But you deal with different officiating groups depending on the sport across the state.
people dealing with the officiators or athletic directors?
Athletic directors, and then for the short conference, there is always a superintendent that is on that committee as well as a principal. I served on that committee for a couple of years as the superintendent for the short conference, actually. So that was, and there'll be subcommittees that are assigned to deal with these folks. Correct me if I'm misspeaking, gentlemen, but I think that's how it usually is worked.
Superintendent, Monmouth County principal, Ocean County superintendent, and Ocean County principal on the executive board. And it goes from the officials committee, meeting with all the officials groups, presented to the executive board of the short conference, and the executive board of the short conference, and then it goes to the local district for approval.
Thank you, Mr. Ryan. Appreciate it. So that's the process.
Oh, yeah, right. There is also an attorney on the executive board.
That's it.
Any other questions?
Mr. Acetola?
Yes.
Ms. Canario?
Yes.
Mr. Carollo?
Yes.
Mr. Fankhauser?
Yes, except I think it's a G3 on the honor area. I'm going to abstain on anything to do with boys soccer, my son's participation. And Colts.
Mrs. Lavin?
Yes.
Mr. Messenger?
Yes.
Mr. Moses?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yes.
Mrs. Sotero?
Yes. Old business? New business?
So just a few items now that we voted. So I want to note first and foremost that last board meeting, at the May 22nd board meeting, was Renee Davis's last meeting as Director of Special Services. And in the process of bouncing back and forth from the table and up front, it slipped my mind to recognize her. She's unable to attend tonight, but Renee did a lot of terrific work for us in 5 years in that position. And I sent her a real apology after the meeting that I had forgotten that she was that was her last meeting. I thought I had another meeting. So I just want to publicly acknowledge her contributions to the Freehold Regional High School District. On that note, tonight, and I've confirmed this, is Dr. Moore's last board meeting as the Director of Curriculum and Instruction. And so I want to acknowledge Jeff's work. Anybody who's been in the district or been on the board knows that Jeff has been a terrific thought partner of mine over the past 6 years now. We are able to really work some magic at the whiteboard. I think the last time we presented together at Texpo this past year, we didn't even go over it. We put together this presentation, and it was the best one we had done. And it was because we had really been working closely for so long. So Jeff's going to become the superintendent of Hunter and Central Regional High School District. So he's going to a place that's very similar to our structure, and I think that he's going to do some terrific work. So Jeff, I just want to thank you for your time here. And so a couple other items. Renee Schneider. Renee, can you stand up? So Renee was named as our supervisor of instruction this evening, and Renee currently is our administrative supervisor for curriculum instruction. And Renee is really going to be taking the reins of the instructional technology piece here, which is some really important work moving forward. And I first met Renee as one of my graduate students several years ago. And she's that student in class that irks everybody else because she does the project to the 10th degree. Class has been going for 4 hours, but she has another question because she's so passionate about what she's learning. And I knew at that time that, and she has a real great project management background from the scientific field. And I knew at that time that if we ever had the chance to with an opening that would fit her skill set, that she'd be a very strong candidate. And, she came to us from a director's position in Old Bridge to the administrative supervisor position, is now going to be the supervisor of instruction. So Renee, welcome and congratulations. And then Ms. Shana Howe. Shana, can you stand up, please? So Shana is currently our Director of Guidance and Operations, but everybody on the board knows Shana's work very, very well. She's been a teacher in the district, a teacher of the year, she's been a supervisor, she's been an assistant principal, and then she took the Director of Guidance and Operations job several years ago, has done a phenomenal job in that position, has really streamlined a lot of our back-end processes that folks may not even appreciate a lot of that work that has been done. And she deals with a whole arm of the organization that is incredibly complex and difficult and involves lots of moving pieces simultaneously, and does it really, really well, and I think makes the people around her better. So Shana's going to slide into the Director of Curriculum Instruction spot for Dr. Moore, and I know she's going to do a phenomenal job. So Shana,
Any other business? Old business, new business? A motion to adjourn? Motion. Second.